Boom, boom. This is Ken, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a bit of Soul Land reloaded up today. So we don't got much in terms of events going on today. We just have the standard time limited event, which is basically the Awakening Chest event and a few other things in here. So you definitely want to try to knock this out if you can today. Get as much of it as you can. I did have a whole bunch of Awakening Chests, and you still need to open it up 4 times. I don't think I quite have that many chests up here. Do I have 40? No, I'm a couple short actually. Do we have the theater up? The theater's not up either. No, the theater's not up. If the theater's up, you can actually get a couple inside of there as well. So, yeah, I don't think there's any other way to get Awakening keys that fast. They sometimes have them in item shop and something, but I don't not in there as well either. So I'm not going to be able to do that. But I wanted to because I really wanted to get those Awakening. The Deepsea Silver is something that you really need. It's very important for the Awakening, which is what I'm currently working on right now. As I said before, I'd already finished up the full Awakening on Clear Sky. He's fully maxed out on his Awakening. So we're going to be focusing on Ren next and do her full Awakening. As you see, I've got her up to 4. But I do have enough to proceed with this here. So we need to get 3 of her actual weapons. This is the hard part of it. These just require Deepsea Silver. So I'll be able to complete these. This is the hard part, of course, because you need 3 of these weapons. And they're 5,500 a pop. So it's really, it takes a while. But as you can see, I have them. So let's go ahead and do the exchange here. So they're Angel Rens, the weapons. So you need to confirm the purchase. I confirm the purchase and confirm the purchase. So we now have 3 of them, which is what you need for the final. I know it's a lot, and it takes a while to do it because you're looking at 5,500 a pop. So you're looking at 16. So 5, 5, 15, 16.5 to actually do that. But it's the hardest part. I mean, the others are just standard silver, Deepsea Silver, which you can get at various times through various events. But this is, this is really the hard one. So we've got the 3 weapons, we got that, and of course, what's that? 1.8 million, yeah, 1,800,000 there. So let's go ahead and get that and awaken it. So there we go, Divine Skill Awakening. So attack, got a pretty good increase on the attack and crit level there. New talent, 10,000 suns. Angel Fire Dragon formation damage increases by 100%, 150 in PvE for 8 seconds. All injured targets will receive 12% additional damage. Well, yeah, that's a pretty good buff, attack buff. That's a percentage anytime you for that. So she's maxed out on that. So it's going to take me a while to get the Deepsea Silver to actually get this. But that's what we'll be focusing on. Okay. It just takes a little while, They don't. Deepsea Silver is one of the things that they're exceedingly stingy about. Really, the only way to get it is you get, each time you open up 10, you're guaranteed to get 1 Deepsea Sunken Silver. Okay, so right now, if I open these up, I would get 3. Okay, so as you can see, that's not very helpful in terms of that. But there really isn't any other way to get it. I mean, you can't purchase it with tickets because these are only the actual weapons inside of here. They do sell a couple of things in here, but none of it is associated with the Deepsea Silver. So not really helpful in regards to that. So really, the only way to get it is through this and through whenever they have an Awakening event, which is what they've got here. This is the Awakening Chest event. So I needed to open up this 4 more times to actually get the 10 silver, but 4 more 10 sets. So 40 basically to get that, but I just don't quite have enough chests for that. So, but you did also get a little bit inside of the actual. They sometimes stick them in here. Did not in this particular instance, and don't. But they do have this, and I've got plenty of actual. Diamonds. As you can see, my diamonds are already all the way back up to 36,000. They really crimped us there for a while when they had the actual time limited buy up. They had a time limited buy, and they had a full event and a time limited event going on. So they had three things up. Uh, the full event was that summer carnival event, and then they had the time limited event mixed inside there with it, as well as the full event that they were running for the SS Divine Tool, I think it was, that they had out. So they had them all going at the same time, combined with the time limited buy. I was down to like 7,000 diamonds, but I'm already back up to 34,000. So as you can see, it's very easy to get the diamonds back. So I don't mind going down to 5,000 or 6,000 if I need to get everything that I need. So one of the things that I did want to look at, as you can see, Ren has overtaken Rakasha, and that's simply because of the weapon. I managed to take the her SS plus hidden weapon way up. I brought it up a star, which allowed me to make it 3-star, and that immediately, bam, that's a lot of BP focused to her. Plus that, I've been working on that. I'm starting to 3 all the equipment has been 3'd on Tang, and the rings as well. I've got them to red 3 as well. And then I've done the same. I've got the rings red 3. All of her equipment's at red 3. So I'm lastly working on getting her, but of course we need the soul rings, and of course it takes a really long time to get the soul rings. So I'll just have to wait for a second event to come out for that. But other than that, there are no events going on except for the time limited event inside of here. And this does end today, so make sure that you do get in there and claim everything that you need. Now, let me see here. So they've got a bunch of items in here. So just looking to see if there's anything, because I do have quite a bit of. This is an SS weapon. This is not an SS plus weapon. And that's pretty expensive in terms of diamonds. Then we got that. Yeah, so there's really nothing in particular with that one. This one, is there anything I want to purchase in here? Yeah, I do want to purchase these. And I'll show you why here in a second. I think I might have enough to do what I wanted to do right now. So if you look, you take a look at him. I got his maxed out. Oh, you can actually go 1 more star to this, can't you? You can go up to 6 on that. So I got him at 5, but I wanted to bring hers up to 5 as well. So that's what I was hoping for you. Increasing the MP def. All defense, yeah, so quite a bit there in terms of that. And as you can see, it did what I thought it would do. The base of Holy Sword is increased 100% while enemies okay. A lot of good buffs from that, and it takes me up over 1304 million. So yeah, that's a big buff right there. So that's one of the things that I wanted to do, was get her weapon up. These two, the reason I'm focusing primarily on these two is simply because they're not going anywhere. Okay, these two will be in the team indefinitely. Okay, if any changes are to be made, you need a tank. Okay, there's no doubt about that. So you got to have a tank. Okay, Clear Sky has proven to be just as resilient as Rent. So, and he does a ton of damage. So he is going to stay indefinitely. So any type of changing, obviously, Ayen's going to be probably leaving. She will most likely be going into the second team healing because Rong is out, and we'll have Rong in a couple of weeks. And BB Dong is currently, got her. She is my favorite character, but unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. I'm hearing good things about Wu, and I really do want to use Wu because I never had a chance to really use Wu. I mean, she's one of the starting characters that you get, of course, when you start a new character and you're given characters. She's one of the characters that you get along with Tanks and everybody. But and then the S version of her was pretty good, so anyway, so she's coming out with an SS Plus version, and there's a Tang Xian version coming out with an SS Plus. So I don't want to, even though she is my favorite character and she's helped the team out immensely, she might not be staying, unfortunately. uh, as they come out with new characters, there's always the power creep issue. If you've ever played any games, like the biggest one, of course, that fell victim to that was Don Machi's Memoria Freeze. They have like they have like 10 or 11 bells, and 10 or 11 Hesses. It's just ridiculous. So they got to the point where each successive, for instance, if you had a first generation team, uh, it can get wiped by a second generation team that's not even a max team, and then everybody spent all this money building their second generation team only to have that power creeped again with a third generation team. That's when I stopped playing the game. So there's probably eighth generation team because I haven't played it for well over a year. So, but it was ridiculous. It just got to the point where you couldn't, you spend all this time building a really good team only to have it uh, power crap. And the reason that's because the new characters that they were entering, that they were creating, were more powerful than the first, and they were not uh, scaling up those first and second generation characters to match the power creep that they were introducing into the third generation characters. And because of that, it totally broke the game. So virtually nobody plays it much anymore. It's only played in Japan, which is where, don't get me wrong, I love the anime. I watch this every season. I watch the anime. We're coming out with our second season, third. I watch all the time. Love it. Great anime. And that's one of the reasons I was playing the game. But yeah, it just got to the point where it was just too much to keep up. If you just want to look for something to kill time, it is fairly free to play. If you're consistent, log on to your dailies each day. You can generally get enough to get some of the characters. But yeah, it's just not my cup of tea. It was constantly making it to the point where if you wanted to keep an accurate, up-to-date team that could compete, you were definitely going to have to spend some money. There was no doubt about that. But there's not a lot of whole people playing the game anymore. There's the resolute group of people who played it, but most of the ones who covered it left the game a long time ago because the power creep was just it's beginning to get quite ridiculous actually, and they weren't addressing the issues that a lot of people were having with the game. Not a problem here. The SS pluses are slightly powerful than the SSs, but they're not overpowering in terms of completely useless. Yeah, not having that problem. So we're coming out. Uh, I'm bringing up Tang Chan. I've got him up to 4 moon right now. As I say, I'm working on him right now, bringing him up, simply because of the fact that he's an SS plus character, and making him he's a very powerful character. So bringing him up would be useful to bring up not only the VP but for the second team, and I could start moving it out because I'm at level 95 right now, but we're gonna have to. I'm still using Ren and BB Dong. Those are the only 2 S's. I had to bring Ren back in because temporarily bring her back in because at 95 you get 1 more support slot open up. So I needed to bring back 1 more character. So I brought her back. She's going to go out again, of course, when Wrong Wrong comes out here in a couple weeks, which is why I'm not focusing anything on her at this point. I mean, she is a good tank for starting character. This is probably your best choice in terms of tanks at the beginning. It's just she's a great tank at the beginning. She heals herself and stuff, so it makes her very survivable. So she's going to be going back out, and Wrong Wrong will be coming in. Okay, and when Wrong Wrong's last, of course, when we finally get Wrong Wrong, they will have introduced the Wu. Okay, which means I'm going to have another character, Wu or Tang San, whichever one, SS plus, which means BB Dong will be leaving, and I'll regenerate both of these at that point, get back all of those mats. And those mats will of course go into the newer characters, and we'll have an entire SS plus SS team, simply because that's the best way to go about it. The disparity between S and SS it's not like overbearingly great, but it is quite significant. But the disparity between SS and SS plus is not that large. Better stats, of course, slightly better skills. They sound like super awesomely better on paper, but when you actually get them into format, it doesn't make a whole lot of difference in terms. But adding 1 or 2 will definitely make you significantly stronger. It's once you start putting investing in the materials, the armor, and getting the skills up and the divine skills up, that's when you start to notice the difference between SS Plus and SS. That's when it becomes very apparent, because maxing out the skills, the avatars and whatnot on the characters makes a big difference at that point. Okay, so keep that in mind, that you may not notice that much difference sticking in SS Plus on the team when it replaces an SS, but once you start leveling up that SS Plus, start putting some investment into the actual divine skill, okay, and start hitting up high on the avatar, you start getting exceedingly powerful skills and buffs that help out immensely. So that's where you want to be in terms of that. Now, I've also got the ring enhancements maxed out. Soul bones, we're just moving up. You know, red 1. I'm getting there. You know, it takes a while because you got to get all the materials gathered together. But you know, I'm starting to put the red ones in there. We'll have them all at red 3. And of course, this equipment will move off of Ayin onto Rongrong once we get her, bring her up. I've got enough to bring her up to 5 Sun and get her mats mostly done. So we'll do a video on that, of course, when she comes out. We should be seeing her second event sometime this week, probably towards the end of the week. That will give us another 20 shards, plus probably a chest. So you're going to be able to get 20 or 25 more shards for her, which will bring us up to 110 or 115, depending on if they do give us a chest. I believe they will get to chest. The reason they'll give us a chest is because you're going to get the 20 shards. That's going to give you 110 shards, if you can see right here. Now, there will be 2 real-world money time-limited sales going on, and one will enable you to get 15 shards, okay? And I think that's like $14.99 or something. And then there'll be another one to get 25 shards, but that's like $24.99. So what I think they're doing is, I think they give us 5 shards to encourage people to make that $14.99 purchase to get the remaining 15 shards to summon the character. But don't, because in 2 or 3 weeks after that, they'll have the new character, which we're going to be Wu or Tang San. That's the next. Those are the 2 next SS pluses. And inside of that event will be a Soul Master sale. There'll be a chest in there for 20 shards, and you'll be able to put those shards towards Rongrong or anybody you want to. Just put them towards Rongrong, and bam, you've got Rongrong. Definitely want to make her. Okay, she's our first SS Plus healer, so she should be a mainstay. Based on what we've seen from skill set, it looks like she's going to be pretty good in healing, but more importantly, she's going to give you a little bit more support. Ayin is a master healer. She heals a lot and often. Rongrong does healing too, but she also offers support. I'm hoping the support will help to offset, because there are some of the bosses like the Treant and the sect event that they've got going on in there against the I think it's a Tyrant is what it's called. You really need a lot of healing for those because they do damage fast and hard. So I'm hoping Rongrong will be able to keep up with that, because Ayin's main focus is pretty much healing. Yeah, inside the Tyrant's Nest, they do a lot of damage. It takes a lot of healing to make sense. So I'm really hoping that Rongrong will be able to compete with Ayin in terms of that for being a healer, because you really only have room for 1 healer on the team. Rongrong's not going to do enough damage for her to be a damage dealer. She's not. She's a healer. I'm hoping that her stat buff will offset the less amount of healing we're going to get from her, enabling us to not need as much healing because our stats are being buffed. So I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. But we're going to see. We're going to get her. She's an SS Plus. She's going to have higher base stats. Once you start investing in her, I'm assuming we'll see buffs and things that will increase the healing. I'm just going to make sure that I go full healing on her. I'm going to make sure that all of the hidden weapons and all of, everything that I put on her is going to have healing capability built into it. There are several of them, so you don't need to worry about that in terms they've got good stuff out here in terms of healing. Okay, I mean anything. You've got the sealed milk bottle. This increases healing power. Okay, so you want to make sure that this stuff finds its way onto Rongrong. We've got Yama's Imitation attack. This also Support increases attack. No, was not that. I know guidance tears. I thought Yama's had some healing too. I guess not. But Bodhi's does healing amount. So you want to make sure that, and of course, last but not least, the most popular healer, which is Gaian's Tears. So you want to make sure that you can, you want to make sure that you can get some type of healing. Make sure that she has some type of healing equipment to help her healing, because she does. In her skill set, you can see that her healing is Ayan's skill set is focused completely on healing, and then very little on supporting. Wrong's goes more towards a 50-50 split, where it is healing and support. So you want to try to boost her healing efficiency a little bit. You can always take it away and put something more in line with what you're doing. But I'm going to start out putting everything that I got in terms of healing onto her to assist with the healing, and hopefully that'll be enough to offset the less healing that we get from her. That combined with the support she offers should hopefully be significant in terms of keeping us alive, because in the end, that's what it is. Dead Soulmaster don't do no damage, so you got to keep them alive. And as long as you have somebody healing, because damage comes quick, and Ayan heals quick, so it makes a big difference. So Rakasha, I've still got to finish up Rin's equipment. I've got this runner in here, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to head and throw into the soul rings here. Just get those rings one at a time. Look for 2-time events, the best thing to do. And just go for broke when they have the 2-time soul ring event. When you get 2 times materials, because that's the quickest way to do it. And of course doubles your capability on getting those. And it's hard to get the soul rings. And that's the mainstay. That will be what holds you up, is the soul rings. On every single character I've got, my inability to go to the next, to upgrade to the next level was based purely on the rings. So that's what you need to focus on. Just so I farm for them just about every single day. And when you're getting up to Red 3 where I'm at, it's like 85 of them is needed just for one. You can also do some supplements inside of the shop if you're willing to spend the actual, see there's some right here. Some right here. So if you're willing to spend the diamonds and you got the diamonds for it, and it's a set that you need, you can sometimes get them inside of here. But you're going to have to spend a lot of diamonds to do that. I try not to spend my diamonds on mats too much. I prefer to get all my mats from use of the stamina, which is something that replenishes itself. Getting Oscar sausage is not too bad. I was also hoping we would get a theater up this evening, but I haven't seen it. A theater is a little option right here, and every minute and a half you can watch a little short video, and they'll give you the tickets, and the tickets can then be used to purchase things. 2 of those tickets will get you an SS Plus shard. That's right, an SS Plus shard. You can also purchase a couple of awakening keys inside of there. You can purchase Oscar sausage in there, as well as SS stamina, or I'm sorry, SS experience inside of there as well. So it's a very, very, very profitable undertaking. And it scales quickly. I think it's either a minute and a half or a minute and 45 seconds. It resets itself. So it's not like something that you have to really focus on. So looking for that. Yeah, these are golden keys. These are for the actual soul beasts. These are not awakening keys. Don't confuse the two. Yeah. So, but there's not. But so I was hoping for the theater. It still would have been enough, because I do need 40. That would only get me to 39. Which is 1 key, but still that completely throws it up, because it's a 10 set of 4s. I need 4 10 plus draws, which means I need 40 to actually go for it. Up at 10 again, so we'll just go ahead and, it's expensive, but hey, you can't win them all. I do need them, so not going to be able to know the way to get it. So just go ahead and spend it. I got a little bit of stuff up there, so I'm not going to worry about it in terms of that. But I wanted to get this last 10 here. these don't matter to me. Like I say, I've got tickets and I can get tickets. They're fairly easy to, but these are not. So a chance to get 20 real quick is what I want to do. So that's all I've got for today. That's everything. All right. So again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. Click on the bell and get notified each time I drop a video. Also remember to like and share the video, as that does help the channel immensely. Kendra, coming at you from the corner, signing out.